Down with this sort of thing. Careful now.
What is up everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going through my team selection ahead of Game Week 30. Game Week 29 turned out to be a great game week which saw me launch up the ranks to just outside the top 100k. Whilst I didn't get the captaincy right, the decision to bench boost certainly paid off. There's only 9 game weeks left until the end of the season, so it's all to play for now. If you do find this video helpful, then please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and also let me know down in the comments below what your plans are ahead of Game Week 30. And without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with my goalkeeper for Game Week 30, we have Kepa, who faces off against Wolves away from home. With the announcement of Frank Lampard as interim Chelsea manager, Kepa may be a major rotation risk this weekend. During Lampard's last spell at Chelsea, Kepa was the clear second choice keeper, with Edouard Mendy starting the majority of Chelsea's Premier League games. Mendy is also back in full team training after his injury, so we could see Kepa lose his place. The bookies' odds give Chelsea a 39.5% chance of keeping out Wolves this weekend. Whilst Kepa could soon lose his place, I would be surprised if Lampard takes him out in the first game back. It's certainly one to keep an eye on, but it's important to not panic just yet. Moving on to the back line for this week, we line up with a back four of Botman, Trippier, Chilwell and Shaw. Having gone off with a hamstring injury against Brentford, Shaw makes the team for this week, as I'm hoping that he will be fit for the Everton fixture. However, if he is indeed out, then I have plenty of options on the bench to cover him. Having taken a -4 to bring Shaw in for Game Week 29, it was a disappointing move as he only returned with 1 point over the 2 fixtures. Thankfully the rest of my defence performed well and all returned with at least 1 clean sheet from their 2 fixtures. Whilst it was disappointing to see Newcastle concede against West Ham, I'm still happy to start both Botman and Trippier, as Newcastle are second for big chances conceded and non-penalty XG post restart. Game Week 29 was also frustrating as a Chilwell owner, as he scored against Villa only to have a goal ruled out for an apparent push. In both the Villa and Liverpool fixtures, Chilwell was one of Chelsea's best players and always seemed to occupy high attacking positions. Whilst I feel I've been unlucky to not get an attack in return from Chilwell, I believe that the wait will be worth it, and I'm hoping that the Wolves game is where my patience will pay off. The midfield for this week sees Rashford, Maddison and Bruno all start after a frustrating Game Week 29. My decision to captain Maddison in Game Week 29 was certainly not my smartest move, as he blanked in both fixtures and only returned with 8 points. Prior to the Game Week 29 deadline, I genuinely believed that I would get at least one return from him in the double game week. However, this was not the case, and it unfortunately caused me even more damage as Rashford scored against Brentford. Even though I own Rashford, his effective ownership was so high due to captaincy that every goal he scored hurt my rank. Whilst I did score 137 points overall, I could have maybe broke 150 if I had captained someone else other than Maddison. I'm also hoping for Bruno to reward me this week after he's practically invisible in Game Week 29. With Casemiro out, Bruno seems to be playing almost as deep as the centre backs, with both Fred and McTominay playing higher than him in Game Week 29. Hopefully Ten Hag allows him to move forward in Game Week 30, or else I may have to get rid of him in the near future. Lastly, the attack for Game Week 30 sees Watkins, Toney and Kane all line up after a successful performance from all 3 in Game Week 29. Ollie Watkins is arguably the most informed player in the Premier League at the minute, as Game Week 29 saw him score against both Chelsea and Leicester as he returned with an impressive 17 points. Whilst he doesn't haul, Watkins is almost like a budget Harry Kane, as he consistently seems to get some type of return. Due to a lot of managers not owning Haaland this week, a conversation around captaining Watkins can be made. Villa faces Forest at home in what you would expect to be another return for Watkins. Toney also had a successful double Game Week 29 as he returned against Brighton and also managed to avoid getting another yellow card, which would have seen him get suspended for the upcoming fixtures. Whilst Toney's ban may be imminent, I'm still happy to play him until we hear something concrete as to when the ban from the FA will actually take place. I would recommend paying close attention to Thomas Frank's press conference this week in order to ensure Toney will play. While Spurs did drop points to Everton, Kane does what he always does and returned with yet another goal. This now means Kane has scored 4 goals in his last 3 games and is catching up to Haaland's points total for the season. Kane is certainly another option for captaincy as Spurs face off against Brighton at home in Game Week 30. On the bench for Game Week 29 we have Raya, March, Matoma and Estepinian. Most of the Brighton assets find themselves on the bench this week due to them playing Spurs away. Regardless of how poor Spurs' form has been this season, I do still believe it is a difficult fixture for Brighton. However, if Shaw is confirmed out for this weekend, then either March or Matoma will come in order to replace him. Spurs have been poor defensively this season, so any of the Brighton mids could run riot against him this week. This week will probably see me roll the transfer, as there is no straightforward move I can make in order to get Haaland in without a hit. If I had enough funds, I would make Toney to Haaland this week. However, in Game Week 29 I accepted that I wouldn't have Haaland this week and therefore brought on Bruno. Having 2 free transfers in Game Week 31 will allow me to get Haaland back into the team. I just have to hope that he doesn't haul against Southampton this weekend, which is definitely going to be a difficult watch. That's going to do it for this week's team selection video. If you did find the video helpful, then please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel and comment down below what your plans are ahead of Game Week 30. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter at fplfatherted and tune into the deadline stream on Saturday morning. Thanks for watching and good luck this game week. To you, a symphony.
shut me out.